What's good, ladies and gentlemen? We're in the field today. Today we're doing more corporate headshots, and there's a reason why I like to do corporate headshots. For those who don't know, they're a really big payday. Big payday when you do group corporate headshots. We're gonna talk about it. But let's roll this intro first. What's good? If this is your first time on this channel, you gotta know that this channel is about the business side of content creation. Here we teach you how to get that bag and not just how to take better pictures. Today I'm gonna talk about why I like doing corporate group headshots. It's a reason why I like doing them. They're a big payday, they're easy, they're fast, they're easy to edit, it's in and out. If you're not doing headshots, you're missing a big bag. And I mean $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000 sometimes. But we're gonna talk about that. In fact, we're gonna probably save the money side for those over on that are members at the Flashroom Academy. We're gonna save that for them. But we are gonna talk about why you should be incorporating headshot in your business and what equipment you need to do it. Without further delay, let's get to it. All right, first things first. When I go in, when I do headshots, I like to meet with whoever point of contact is. I like to make sure I hand them a business card, and before I take any gear in, I like to find the spot we're going to shoot, just so I have an understanding of what I need to bring and why I need to bring it. So let's do that first. I doubt if I get that on camera because I don't want to go in filming people, but what I usually tell people is we'll be filming this for training purposes, which is true. So let's do it. Make sure you got your cards. I always keep a box of cards in the back of my truck. Make sure you get your good thick business cards. Look how thick that card is. Yeah, bring your good cards. Always take about 3 or 4 before I go in and I meet the contact. Let's do it. Cool, look, all right, listen, we done already been in there. We done met with the Connect. We got our location for our headshots. Now we're about to unload all our gear and set up. Real easy. This is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need 3 flashes. You're gonna need 2 soft boxes. You're gonna need 3 light stands. Sometimes you need some soft boxes. And you're gonna need an X drop background. Let's do it. This right here, if you ain't got one of these, man, I don't know what you're doing. Now don't get me wrong, all those cool video carts and all that's gravy once you're on set, but to get your tools on set, you need something like this. I call this the back saver. If you watch any of my courses, you know I love this thing. So today we're shooting with a gray backdrop. Now I usually keep 3 different colors in my van. I usually keep actually 4 colors: black, white, green screen, and gray. Always at all time I got them with me. Really simple, stupid, dumb trick. Never fold them. Always roll them. When you fold them up, you create wrinkles, you create folds. Nobody got time to be photoshopping that crap out. Roll it up, no wrinkles. Little stuff like that is why experience is so important. Now, I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail here because if you've watched Module 3, you know that I tell people to put trash cans in their van. Why, Ty? Let me show you why. It's a great place to hold your tripods or light stands, C-stands, whatever. Tie them to the back, that way I can just sit them in there and I can go. Especially things like soft boxes. I don't want my soft boxes rolling around, so you can fit them in there perfectly. If you want to know more ways I outfit my van, check out Module 3 over at Flashroom Academy. Now, let me get back to work. See, this is why I don't do a lot of recording, fam. It slow you up a lot. I got stuff I'm trying to do. I ain't got time to be stopping, giving lectures every 3 minutes. I'm trying to get in and get out, fam. All right, look like we got everything. So this is our room. This room is pretty typical for the type of headshots we do. You gotta get good at controlling your light. If you're not a good photographer, it just ain't gonna work for you, fam. I'm sorry. You gotta have decent equipment so that you can outshoot sunlight in most cases. Now I can make it dark in here, but why? Let me tell you the 4 lenses you need to keep with you at all times. You gotta have at least 2 of the 4. One, 50 millimeter, preferably something autofocus. 50 millimeter for sure. 2, 85. 85 is my go-to headshot lens. If I can choose one lens to shoot with, that's the lens I'm gonna shoot with. Next is 70 to 200. If you don't have a 50 or you don't have an 85, 70 to 200, just with the compression, the sharpness, is a really good portrait lens. A lot of people live and die with that portrait lens. Last but not least, if you're a headshot specialist, you wanna be a beast at this thing. If you wanna like shoot a headshot and they don't go to nobody but you because they don't know how you shot that, you need the 100 millimeter STF or you need the Helios 50 millimeter. Them two create bokeh like nobody's business. And once you pop somebody with that, they're gonna be like, what in the world did you do? Right now we're gonna set up. Usually the first person is the longest because we gotta dial our lights in. But the key to being efficient is having a controller that control all your flashes. I like this setup in here because I have a table to put my chest to be my command center. All right, while I set up this West Scott highlighter, let me talk about why I love to do headshots. One, is usually a big payday. And if you are a Flash Film Academy member, we're gonna dive deep into the numbers and upsells and what I sold them and how I sold them and what was the key feature as to why they did business with me over other guys. We'll talk about that on the member side because that's what my members, y'all. If y'all about that life, we're gonna help you get there. I only do group headshots. Do usually like 250, 200 a head. I don't do nothing less than 10. I've done as many as 200 in one job. Damn! I'll let you do the math on that. Like today, we're doing about 20, but we're working with one department, right? And the goal is to kill those headshots, make them so dope that every department want to get theirs done. And often with headshots, it's a good way to get your foot in the door and talk to clients about other things they need, like video. Headshots are quick and easy, bro. Like once you set the first one up, you get your lighting right. The only adjustments you're making really is for hair color and maybe complexion. And what makes it so efficient is if you have a controller that allow you to change light settings from your camera. You can't be no auto shooter for this because you're dealing with mixed light. I mean, look at the lights up top. 2 different color fluorescent lights. Plus you're mixing daylight. Not a good look. We're going to kill the overhead light, close some of the daylight out, which these windows are tinted, so it's cool, and we're gonna go from there. Now, if I was doing video, this would be a major problem, but with photography, it's not. Thanks to fast shutter speeds. If you don't know what I mean, then you gotta do some more photography work. Great images are everything, but it's not hard to do. Think about product photography, right? You go do some product photography, somebody wanna pay you $50, $100 a product. How many products are they gonna have? Like sometimes you may get lucky and get 1,000 products, but headshots are easy, they're quick, and people usually renew them every so often. And once you get your foot in the door and you create a style with a company, every time they hire somebody new, guess who they're gonna bring in? All right, fam, let's talk about gear needed for a shoot like this. You don't need the exact same gear I got. I know a lot of people see like the after of the photo and be like, wow, he achieved these because of the gear. It's not true. Just like saying a chef achieved a taste because of the oven. Let me give you the basics as to what you need and I'll tell you what I got. Cause I don't go out and buy the latest and greatest gear just because your favorite YouTubers say you need to have it. I like to get stuff, learn it, be comfortable with it, know the boundaries of it, know how far I can push it, and become really good with my gear. That's me. Just like a race car driver want to know the limits of his car, his engine. They want to know how the clutch feel, all of that. I'm the same way with my gear. So I don't encourage going out buying the latest and greatest because it resets your greatness. You can use that. Get you some tools you like and become a beast at it. What I'm doing is I'm running 3 flashes. I'm running an AD600, which is the big boy, 2 AD200s, and I'm controlling them with the R2. This is probably the most important part of everything here. You want to make sure all of your lights can be controlled wirelessly with something like this. This is what saves you time because you see that? If you can check that out. So I can dial them in right there, boom, bang, pow, get people in, get people out. And once I get it set up, I'm making very minor changes, right? Depending on a person's complexion or hair color, mostly hair color. Darker hair gonna need more hair light, lighter hair gonna need less hair light. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna kill these lights in here. Now you may run into a problem because some businesses have what's called emergency lights that don't cut off. Even if you kill all the lights in a room, like 2 lights stay on. You gotta get good enough to outshoot that. I'm using A7R3. Old trusty here, 42 megapixels is more than enough. Autofocus is decent. And I told you I'm either doing 85s, and this is the 1.8. This ain't even a 1.2 for y'all that need more bokeh. STF 100, the beast of all headshot lenses. And I got a little something in here, a little something. My Helios 50 millimeter, this thing is, you don't even want to know. It looked like an old lens from Russia, but you can get them bad boys brand new on Amazon for like $95. I'll post a link in the description. The best money you will spend on a lens, period. Photo and video, but it's all manual, so don't be no punk. Don't be no punk. So yeah, I'm running a Westcott X-Drop. I have a Westcott Rapid Box, a XL Rapid Box. I think it's a small. It's like a beauty dish or whatever. It took us about 19 minutes to fully set up. We're gonna dial it in and we're gonna be ready for the first person. Just that quick, in and out. All right, so let me explain what we got going on here for those who are not real big photographers. Basic 3-point lighting setup. Key light, fill light, hair light. Well, wait, yeah. Hair light up there. I'm just using a grid, see if I can get that on there. I'm using a grid with a traditional flash head. I just like it, it's more controllable. We're using an highlighter. Now, let me talk to you professionals out there who are like, oh, your this needs to be that needs to be this, that needs to be that. We're not in the studio. We're not gonna have perfection, but they're not paying for perfection. They're paying for convenience. They're paying for the best possible images they can get without having to leave their office. That is my value proposition. We want to make sure that we provide the best possible image right in their office. That's what makes me get hired more than you. It's like, no, this is something that's important to clients. You still want to provide great images. I'm not saying you can do this and do trash work. You can't do trash work. You need to be a good photographer to overcome these issues every single time, every single place, and it takes practice. Go set up and shoot headshots in different parts of your house. I've done some outside that came out perfect. You want to make sure you have the right equipment. You want to make sure that you're ready, and you have experience capturing great images in all kind of lighting conditions. The military taught me that, right? Because we had to do everything everywhere. Also, another tip, when you get to a location, take pictures of the location. Use your cell phone, take pictures, because once you start moving stuff, you need to know how to move stuff back. And you don't want a client saying this was like this or this wasn't like that before you get started. Trust me, take pictures of the whole place before you do anything. Like I even take pictures of my cart before I unload it in the location. It's called CYA, things you think you're not gonna need until you need it. Very important. Now listen, you may think something as simple as closing somebody blinds, people don't trip on, but people trip on it. Make sure you get permission before you start moving people's stuff around. Make sure you ask questions. You don't know what you may be interfering with. So get permission before you do things as little as close blinds. Not to mention, it makes you look like that much more of a professional. Also, this is a weird thing, but I gotta mention it. Make sure when you close the blinds, you're pushing the light down. You're not bouncing the light up top. Light on the ground won't affect you as much because it'll be absorbed by the carpet. Light bouncing off the ceiling will reflect off light or off ceiling tiles, which will interfere with your image if you're not good at controlling light. We're not gonna really have a problem. So this is what I do. All right, we got lucky. This room get all the way dark. Well, except this side. These are lobby lights. We're not gonna have them cut them off. We're gonna work with what we got, but we got a lot darker than I thought we were. All right, guys, that's pretty much the shoot. In and out, quick, clean, one man, few grand, and it's real easy. It's not a lot of editing that's needed, I'm gonna be honest with you. You only edit in about 20 pictures. Unlike a wedding, where you have to edit a couple hundred. Remember, roll, don't fold. It's little stuff like that that make your life easier. When you have the experience of doing jobs like these, and working with companies like this. Now, this is a big company, big architectural company. You wanna be a people person, you wanna talk to people, you wanna be fun, you wanna make them laugh. Remember, people don't always remember how you treat them. They don't always remember your product, but they always remember how you make them feel. Always. Two very important things. One is I always leave some business cards behind. especially if I'm in a conference room. You'd be surprised who's gonna use this conference room later. So much little stuff that you just pick up working in the industry. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people in other departments see me shooting and I'm not here for their department, and then I leave a car and they call me. Also, if you're traveling with light stands or C stands, make sure they're tight before you put them in the cart. Try to make sure your cart is as skinny as possible. You gotta go through a lot of doors, and most of the doors you go through are glass. C-stands and glass doors don't mix. You don't wanna have to file an insurance claim for some $4,000 glass in the door. It's not a good look. And I'm telling you that from experience. Just for the record, it wasn't me. It was somebody I hired. They wasn't crossing their T's and dotting their I's like me. It wasn't me. Now, this is slowing me up. Let me finish doing what I'm doing so I can get up out of here and get back to the van. All right. Another day in the books, another one done. So that's a headshot. I got here at 11. I'm in my truck at 1:45. Let's wrap this video up. Headshots, pay good, quick, fast, efficient, easy to edit. Companies don't want to use AI headshots. People do. Companies don't. They want real headshots. They want real group shots. I'm not saying they won't sometime in the future, but right now, company headshots. I don't do one headshot unless it's for a company that usually send me 10, 20, 30 people at a time. So let's say if they want to do one headshot, I'll come out and do it, couple $100. For the most part, what they like to do is get a group because they save money, and I come out and do 10, 20 of them and make a good amount of money. I got to start the truck. It's hot. It's Texas. The thing is, there are some very important things, little small things that I hope you took away from this video. I did another video similar, just showing what I do, how I do it. But this one, I wanted to go into a little more detail. On the Flash Film Academy side, I'll go deeper into the money, like what I charge them, why I charge them, where I found this client at, how much they paid. So what I'll also do is I'll show you some after shots on the screen right now, so you can get an idea of how these images came out. Very simple, basic headshots. Listen, stop being an artist. They're asking for decent headshot. This is their face. It is what it is. Your job is to properly expose it and capture it as best as you can to make them look favorable. That's it. Stop trying to be a super artist and do all this super stuff and have everybody looking like Kim Kardashian. It's just not realistic. And they don't expect that. This is what you think. Client is happy. Customer service is great. We got them in, got them out, took care of them during a lunch break. That's how quick we were. 15 people, $250 a pop. You do the math. Again, quick, fast, in and out. If you're a photographer, you should be offering this to your clients. All right, the headshots, group headshots is a great way to grow your business. When I first got out there, I started my business with a lot of headshots where I went to people's house or office and did one-offs until I made enough money to pay bills. Again, if you're charging $250 a headshot, you do 4 a week, that's $1,000 a week. That's not hard to do. You minus what you may pay on Thumbtack or Bark to get these clients, you're looking at about $850, $900 a week. And I used to do 6 and 7 of them. I used to do 2 a day for 4 days a week. That's what I used to do. And it was more than enough to make it. And it was easy peasy. So the bread is out there. You just got to know how to get it. And if you don't know how to get it, you are watching the right channel. So hit that subscribe button. All right. Again, I'll see the rest of y'all in the future in the next video. If Flash Film Academy continues to grow, I'll do more content in the field. See y'all in the next one. It's hot. I got to cut this AC on here, fam.